Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of In the School Parking Lot. My name is Paul Everts. I'm your host. You can reach me by my email address, and I wish you would. It's BAND, the number 2, gatherbandtogether at Comcast.net. Also, go to our website, which is conductingmylife.com. You'll see I'm a speaker, trainer, coach, and for the John Maxwell team. Also, I have a book published. Boom, there it is, Conducting My Life. Would love to hear from you. So, we're already into our 13th week. This would be episode 13th. This is the 1st of June, 2024. Just a real quick 15, 20-second background. Been teaching high school since 1989. I was told October the 6th, 2021, that I could no longer say I love you to my students because I was unprofessional. Also at that meeting, I was told I don't care about your First Amendment rights. Stop using social media. It's an embarrassment. Union said nothing, and I figured that was the time to leave. If the union's not going to say, hey, you can't tell a teacher not to say I love you because he's old, and it was said. Well, I'm happy to tell you, though, on the 29th of April, 2024, so that was like 3 years later, the person who said those things actually said to my wife, it was all political. And I'm sorry it happened to Paul, and I can't wait till this time is over. So, I guess there's something to be said about just do what's right. I miss the public school arena, yet I'm at a charter school where they love me, they appreciate me, and we're growing a program there. I'm a music teacher. So there you go. It's minute 34. Let's go. So we talk about articles that I'm finding about education. Also, we are working out of this book, Crimes of the Educator. All right. And I don't read word for word because boring. So here we go. The article featured today is published May 22nd, 2024. Arizona teacher quitting job after trying everything to get students to disengage from phones. Mitchell Rutherford is leaving Tucson's Saharo, Sahuro, Saharo High School after he's tried everything to get students to engage. Mitchell Rutherford says enough is enough. He's leaving the classroom over students not being able to put down their phones. He told News 4 he'd tried everything in the world to get the kids to power down, but the appeal of what's on their cell phone is just too great. Mitchell Rutherford has been teaching biology at Saharo High School for over a decade. This will be his final week. He says, I have been struggling with mental health this year, mostly because of what I identified as basically phone addiction with the students. Rutherford said last semester something just wasn't right, and this semester he said he was working harder than the students. He says this year something shifted, and it's just been like they are numbing themselves. They are just checking out of society. They are just like can't get rid of it. They can't put it away. And of course, it's being the cell phone. He likens the phone to addiction to that of drugs. I have the article linked in the bottom. I would suggest that you do read the article. It is a real problem. It's a terrible problem. I read that without my glasses. There you go. The charter school that we work at, it's a no cell phone policy. It's very strict. Students will get detention if they have their cell phone out, if it even rings during class. Parents, I also would encourage you to read Bad Therapy by Abigail Schreier. That book will also tell you how bad cell phones are and, frankly, how therapy is overprescribed. All right? So I'm telling you, it's a real issue. You know it is. And what's coming out of that cell phone is Pandora's box. That's what that is. All right. Real fast, because I don't want to bore you. Great book. Crimes of the Educators, Samuel Blumenfeld, Alex Newman. Please get the book. This is not going to be, I'm telling you right now, the colleges of education are not going to show this book. And they should. They should show both sides. They should show what's going on. So we're on chapter 7. Again, I'm not going to tell you the entire chapter, but the title is, How Do Children Learn a Sight Vocabulary? Answer, any way they can. The quote is by Pat Groff, Groff. Pat Groff says, the word horse does not look like a horse or a pony. While we know how children learn to read phonetically, no one seems to know how children learn a sight vocabulary. Indeed, teaching children to read in the 20th and 21st centuries by a method preceding the invention of the alphabet does not make sense. After all, alphabetic writing has tremendous advantages over the older forms of writing. For the first time, man had an accurate, precise means of transcribing the spoken word directly into written form. It was the most revolutionary invention in all of history. It did away with hieroglyphic and ideographic writing and accelerated the speed of intellectual development and the expansion of vocabulary, thus expanding knowledge and brain power. It also made learning to read simple and available to the population as a whole. Skipping a couple paragraphs. Essentially, the sight method works as follows. The child is given a sight vocabulary to memorize. He or she is taught to look at say the words without knowing that the letters stand for sounds. As far as the learner is concerned, the letters are a bunch of arbitrary squiggles arranged in some arbitrary, haphazard order. The learner's task is to see a picture in the configuration of the whole word, to make the word horse look like a horse. Okay? There's a paragraph, and I'm just going to skip to the end of the chapter because I said I won't bore you. The nation as a whole, there's little hope that the vast majority of schools will change their teaching methods in the foreseeable future. The fact that more and more children are being labeled learning disabled, dyslexic, or ADD, and are being given drugs each day in order to attend school is a sad indication that the schools are committed to programs that damage children. Again, that's according to them. One would expect American business leaders who need literate workers to be at the forefront of those who are urging education reform. But the problem is that business professionals go to educational professionals for information, advice, and ideas, and are given the usual song and dance in which the professional educators have become expert practitioners. Final paragraph of the chapter. Professionals in other fields cannot believe that educational professionals are deliberately miseducating American children and causing dyslexia. And so, considering how poorly informed our business leaders are and how difficult it is to reach those business leaders, let alone brief the business leaders on this rather complex subject, there is little likelihood that they will act effectively on behalf of the children entrapped in the government schools. As we end the video, I just want to remind you, this is 2021 copyright. So this book is fairly new. And you have to ask yourself, why aren't colleges of education giving this to their students? Challenging them. Say, challenge this author, Samuel Blumenfeld and Alex Newman. Challenge these guys. Nope. They're not. They are just telling them, they're training them. They're not educating the teachers. They're training them. Educating the teachers, I think, would give them more books like this. Not to say it's right or wrong, but just, again, challenge them. Thanks a lot for listening to me. Next week, which would be June the 8th, oh, it's chapter 8 too. Ironic. Here we go. Right brain versus left brain. How to avoid dyslexia. That's next week. Thanks a lot. Hey, we have a Venmo account. Would love to have your help continuing our mission. I'm a retired teacher at a charter school. We could use your help. Thanks a lot, everybody. I hope this is helping you. Appreciate all the comments, too. Love you. God bless.